Welcome back to Joy Recaps. Movie Stories Recapped here. Today, I'm going to recap an American stunning thriller action film called Mortal Engine. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. This is a story about a time when our living world has been completely destroyed. Survivors are housed in massive robotic cities. These robotic cities resemble vehicles, implying that they are in motion. Here we see a massive moving city called London. Thaddeus, the commander of London City, orders his staff to capture a small city, stealing its resources and meal. And here we see the city of London pursuing the small city. A girl with a veiled face is also present in the small moving city. That small engine moved at a slow pace. As a result, London City was getting closer to it. Finally, London City captures the small city by opening its gates. And this small engine is dismantled and tossed into a furnace. And this furnace is the source of power in London, causing the city to move. People from small towns are also captured. Instead of killing them, London City wants to take their labor. However, people in small towns do not trust because they fear being killed. When Thaddeus arrives, he assures them that they will be treated the same as our other citizens. Here meet Tom, a character who enjoys collecting antiques. He also knows a lot about history and technology. Tom meets Mr. Valentine's daughter here. She is curious about the cause of our world's extinction. We once lived on Earth. What caused these changes? According to Tom, the cause of our world's extinction was MEDUSA, a quantum weapon. Within 60 minutes, this quantum weapon had destroyed the entire world. And after leaving the old life, the survivors built the big engines that now serve as our London City. There are also those who live a traditional life and are opposed to the mortal engines. Tom notices his old possessions. It is the same as when London City grew from a small town. He is looking everywhere. Thaddeus arrives and thanks Tom for his efforts. Thaddeus inquires of Tom, "Did you want to be a pilot and get training? So, why have you begun this investigation?" According to Tom, circumstances forced me to abandon my dream, and I had no choice. He is also content with his job. We now see the same masked girl. She moves closer to Thaddeus, holding a knife ready to kill him. Tom tries but fails to stop when he sees her, and the masked girl stabs Thaddeus, claiming it was in retaliation for my mother's death. Hester Thaddeus looks at the girl in distress when he hears her name. Hester Shaw is the name of the girl who is attempting to murder Thaddeus yet again. Meanwhile, Tom stops that girl from getting there. But the girl pushes Tom and starts running. Tom and Thaddeus are after her. While running, that girl slips and nearly falls. But Tom quickly catches her hand and saves her from falling. And this girl informs Tom that Thaddeus is not the kind of person he appears to be. He murdered my mother, and as she says this, she parts her hand and falls into that deep well. We're all trash drains into the street. It denotes the waste of this furnace from this engine. And this girl also manages to flee. At the same time, Thaddeus arrives, and Tom tells Thaddeus about the girl's conversation. "She was calling you a murderer." Thaddeus pushed Tom into the same narrow well when he heard it. And Tom is also ejected from the revolving well. Meanwhile, Thaddeus' daughters come here to inquire about Tom on behalf of her father. And Thaddeus dramatizes Tom and the alien girl falling into the well while arguing. "I'm sorry because he was a good kid." Thaddeus clearly dramatizes the situation by telling a lie. At the same time, this girl notices Tom's terrified friend suspecting him because he is a witness. In the following scene, Thaddeus dispatches a jet to determine whether Tom and that girl are alive or dead. But that jet can't seem to find anything because they are hidden on the peak of a mountain. Hester threatens Tom with a knife, saying, "I could have killed Thaddeus if you hadn't stopped me." Hester is about to leave, but Tom no longer seeks her assistance. He claims, "I have spent my entire life in London City, and upon my return, I want to reveal his secret and reality to everyone." Hester concurs after hearing it. Thaddeus is here, working on his secret energy project, and he gets his energy from fusion cells. The entire secret project was being worked on in secret, and Thaddeus' senior officers were also unaware of Thaddeus' work. Except for Thaddeus, no one was allowed to enter, and the area was heavily guarded. But Thaddeus was concerned that Hester would be a hindrance to his project's progress. Thaddeus' co-worker doctor advises him to meet with the prisoner who is in the middle of the sea in the prison of C. He is a monster and a beast who goes by the name Hester Shaw. He intends to murder her. Thaddeus rushes to meet the green-eyed monster. Its green eyes are terrifying. Thaddeus attacks the jail and the monster escapes, intending to hunt down and kill Hester. Because there is no meal available, Hester and Tom eat stale bread. They fall asleep while eating. Hester is startled awake by the sounds of model engine. She notices Tom requesting assistance from some engines. Tom had no idea that cities victimize those who capture them. Hunter cities attack them, but centipede cities save their lives. but their saviors are concerned and offer tea. On the other hand, Lord Thaddeus' daughter believes her father's life is in danger, so she meets Tom's friend. He is the same friend who witnessed Tom and the girls falling into the well. When Thaddeus' daughter asks for his assistance, she says, "You know something?" Tom's friend asks, "What would you do if you knew?" "My father's life," she claims, "is in danger." But, as that friend points out, it is our lives that are in danger, not your father's, because it was your father who pushed Tom and knocked him down, clearing the way for him. Otherwise, Tom's friend informs you that your father is developing a secret weapon with which he will attack cities that do not rely on mortal engines like us. Rather, they live a traditional life, and they want to push the limits of what they can do with this weapon. Because those cities, according to your father, have weapons, fuel, and food, and we can defeat them with this weapon. Thaddeus' daughter is disappointed because she is aware of this. We see Hester and Tom again, and they notice that their guide is not directing them correctly. Suspicious, they open the engine's secret door and consider jumping. Hester, however, was unable to jump due to her injured leg. She asks him to jump, but Tom somehow had started to feel for Hester, so he does not jump to the conclusion that we will live together. Now that their aides have brought them to a location where alive people are bargained, it means they have been sold. A bid for Hester's Shawn is being made, and a random person is about to buy her. At the same time, the most wanted criminal in London, Anna Fang, arrives. Anna is most wanted because she opposes Thaddeus and London's policy, and Anna Fang fires here, saving Hester and Tom's lives while killing everyone. Meanwhile, a green-eyed monster approaches, but here we learn that Hester Shaw is very aware of the monster, but it is not revealed how. And Anna Fang saves both of them from the monster and takes off in her jet. During her flight, Anna inquires of Hester, "How does she know that monster? And why does he wish to murder you?" Hester explains, "This monster I call Shrike brought me up and cared for me. When Thaddeus murdered my mother, I had no one to turn to. And I was discovered by this green monster who fostered, cared for, and fed me. But I was mostly depressed, so when Monster noticed my sadness, he promised to shape me like him. So don't stay sad, remind yourself of sad memories, and promise me you'll be a monster like me. As a result, you may live a long time." She makes a promise with it, and when she learns that Thaddeus Valentine is alive, and where he is, she flees from the monster, intending to kill him. So this is why Hester had broken her promise by fleeing from the monster, because it was promised to be a monster like it. But she escaped, and now the monster is enraged and wants to kill Hester. We see London City again, but this time it is moving in an unknown direction. When Thaddeus' senior officer learns of it, he arrives at church to meet him and asks, "How can you do it without my permission?" Thaddeus' senior office notices Thaddeus working on a secret project. It is the MEDUSA project, nothing else. This project was responsible for the destruction of our world many years ago, and Thaddeus had recreated this weapon. Thaddeus kills his superior officer before he can be stopped, and all of this was being observed by Thaddeus' daughter and Tom's friends. It means Thaddeus' true nature has been revealed to his daughter. On the other side, Anna Fang lands her airship at an airport, and she meets her companions and introduces them to Hester and Tom. They are aware that London City is closing in on them quickly. It intends to launch an attack on us, and Anna Fang informs us that Thaddeus has the MEDUSA system. He can only be stopped if the system crashes, but no solution appears to have been found. Hester Shaw recalls Thaddeus and her mother being good friends in the past. Both were professional scientists, but when her mother invented the machine that could control MEDUSA, Thaddeus became opportunistic and murdered her mother so that he could have that machine and gain control of MEDUSA. There was now only one option: use Crash Drive to crash that system. But no one knows where that drive is yet. They are all in trouble, and at the same time, another trouble monster arrives and destroys the airport. All of the soldiers try to kill the monster, but nothing works. This monster also captures Tom. He is about to murder Tom, but Hester asks for it, saying, "Don't kill him, I love him." Monster leaves Tom when it notices her sadness and tears in her eyes, because the monster never intended to make Hester sad or cry as a result of his actions, and now we see that the same monster will be harmed. Before dying, he gives Hester a locket and tells her, "When you met me, this locket was around your neck. I kept it secure." It provides her with the locket. And they all leave the airport in their airships, and the monster is no longer alive. In addition, the entire airport is destroyed, and they arrive in Sarong, where people are still living the traditional way of life. Now we see Thaddeus announcing to his people that they will destroy Sarong's wall. Basically, the Sarong wall was too strong, and no one could destroy it before it. But according to Thaddeus, we have a weapon that can win any kind of war. We will now capture Sarong after destroying that wall. We will be provided with food, fuel, and a place to live, among other things. Everyone is pleased. As we attack London City ahead of schedule, Anna takes orders from her senior officer governor. Because if we don't attack first, Thaddeus will use MEDUSA to destroy our city. And if the governor permits, the Sarong Air Force and Army are prepared to launch an attack. Hester opens the locket that her mother had given her. And when she looks inside, she discovers the same crash drive that can aid in the destruction of MEDUSA. She informs Tom about it. On the other hand, Thaddeus attacks them as MEDUSA approaches. This attack destroys all landed plans on the wall and damages the entire wall. And they both tell Anna Fang about the crash drive. All attacks on London are now coordinated. On the way, many of their soldiers are killed and many airships are destroyed. Finally, some people arrive in London. The fight between Anna and Thaddeus is taking place here. As a result, his attention is diverted. Hester enters the church where MEDUSA was being recharged by chance, because he needed to attack again. And, after much struggle, Hester crashes the weapon MEDUSA while repairing her mother's USB. This means that the system is no longer operational. On the other hand, Anna Fang is severely injured and asks Hester to flee. However, Anna Fang was killed in the fight. Coming out of the church, Thaddeus finds his daughter and tells her that they should flee. But his daughter is aware of his reality, and she tells him, "I don't want to go with the murderer." He himself starts to leave. Hester appears as he is on his way to avenge. But Thaddeus reveals the truth. "Hester, you are my daughter. Your mother had intimacy with me." Hester is stunned to learn this. Thaddeus's daughter, on the other hand, goes to the London City control room. Because their mortal city was en route to that wall, where people were still alive. She wishes to halt it, but all control systems have been damaged. She was powerless to stop it. She seeks Tom's assistance. Tom, sitting in his airship, destroys London's power source. It denotes the same furnace from which London City received power to move forward. He completely destroys it. Thaddeus and Hester were still fighting, according to Tom. Tom approaches them and departs to save Hester, and Thaddeus collapses there. But when he notices that London is exactly coming to his side, where he had fallen down, he closes his eyes and London City crushes him. And Thaddeus is also dead here, and the city has come to a halt. It means that it does not progress. The survivors of London City seek refuge from Sangin. The governor of Sangin greets them. While Tom and Hester embrace each other, they go for a leisurely ride in their airship, and they go on a short trip to enjoy themselves. The film's plot concludes here.